If you are a woman who dates men and you do not want children, you are absolutely 100% positive. You need to date a man who is also 100% passionately against ever having kids.
If you're a child-free by choice woman and you don't want to have kids, you've made up your mind that no kids, like I'm done, oh, I don't want to have kids, you're 100% sure, like you don't want to have kids, it's advisable to be with a man or to be in a relationship with a man that has the same thinking with you, that has the same assurance, like I don't want to have kids. Don't be with a man that is not sure if he's going to have kids or not, or he's just telling you, I'm not going to have kids because you don't want to have kids, or I'm going to do anything you say. No. Let him say, I also am a child-free by choice man. I have this interesting clip to share with you all, so let us watch the video to the end and I'll be back at the end of the video.
If you are a woman who dates men and you do not want children, you are absolutely 100% positive. You need to date a man who is also 100% passionately against ever having kids. Not one who's on the fence, I could go either way. Not one who, I haven't really thought about it yet. This is because they can and probably will change their mind. Now, could the woman change her mind too? Sure. She is less likely to do so, let me tell you why. More so in households with children, women, even women who work full time, wind up doing more of the household and childcare labor than the man does. Now, this is not me stereotyping. These are the facts. If you research this, if you look it up, there's a lot of data to back this up. You can Google it. Now, even if you have the most perfect man in the world and he actually does do 50-50, he still cannot share the brunt of the physical labor with you. He cannot carry the child with you. He cannot bear the burden of nursing your body back to health after the pregnancy for you. When you're a man who gets to just like say you want a baby and then watch somebody else do all the work of bringing it into the world for you, basically like ordering something off Amazon, it's a lot easier to change your mind about it. And I can give you plenty of examples. My most long-term relationship, before we were even officially dating, I warned him, I never want children. I will not change my mind about that. And his attitude on it was like, I'm fine with that. I don't need to have kids. Like I've thought about having kids, but I don't need to have kids. 4.5 years later, he goes to my parents and he asked them about marrying me. And my father, which I found out about this after the fact, obviously, said to him, she does not want children. So you need to be 100% sure if you're going to go through with this, that you do not want children. Now, was that not the exact thing that I said to him before we even started dating? Yes. 6 months later, we're not engaged. And he, in fact, comes to me in this like confessional, come to Jesus moment. I do want kids. We break up. I dated a guy later on who, again, I had a conversation early on, a few dates in. I'm like, hey, I don't want to waste your time. Just so you know, I never want children. It's a deal breaker for me. And his attitude on it was, oh, I guess I never thought about it. Like as an option. I never really thought about the fact that you can choose not to, but that actually sounds really great. We continued to date for a little while. It didn't work out. A few years later, he's married and having kids. So either he was lying to me about being okay with it, or he changed his mind down the road. Another ex that I mentioned, he's got 2 kids now. I could keep going with men that I've dated and seen this pattern with. If you can go either way, fine, perfect. But if you're as sure as I am, this is my warning to you as a woman in her 30s who has seen a lot so far. And before you rush to my comments to say, well, my man was kind of on the fence and I've been with him for X years and he still hasn't changed his mind and he still doesn't want kids, that's amazing, but I think that you are an exception, not the norm.
Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Mara Davis and I'm back again with another interesting video. Let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. I feel like this is the best advice for a child-free person. If you want to be child-free, you've made up your mind that I don't want to have children, it's advisable, it's better for you to be yoked with somebody that also have the mindset that you have. A man that clearly doesn't want kids at all. There are men out there like that don't want kids as well. So instead of you going with somebody that's, saying, I'll do whatever you want, okay, should we not have kids? Okay, is that what you want? Like, they're not sure and they'll end up changing their mind at the end of the day. Anyways, I have interesting stitches to share with you, just few stitches. So let's go ahead and watch the stitches together. But then I would like to know your thoughts about the video down in the comment section. All right, I'll be back at the end of all the stitches.
If you are a woman who dates men and you do not want children, you are absolutely 100% positive. You need to date a man who is also 100% passionately Again,
Thank you for bringing this up. Now, one thing I've known about myself for my entire life is I wanted to be a mother. I've always known that if I am able to, I do not just want one child, I want minimum 3, max 4. I wanted a decent amount and I wanted them close in age. My whole life, I have always known this about myself. I've actually been so excited about being a mother. I've honestly thought about it more than being someone's lifelong partner. Not necessarily aiming to be like a baby mother or whatever, but I've just always been so more excited about kids than I have partnership. That being said, everyone has negotiable things in relationships, things they're willing to negotiate, things they're willing to compromise on, whatever. But one thing I am not willing to compromise on with my lifelong partner is children. There's certain things in a partnership and a relationship that you can compromise on. You compromise on where you want to live, what kind of car you want, things like that. You cannot and should not be compromising on whether or not you are really willing to bring life into this world or take care of a life. Like, let's just say I'm with a guy who does not want kids, would never do this, but let's just say, right? Let's say that I'm really aiming and like pushing to have children that he clearly does not want. 3 things can happen. 1, the most best option, we stop being together. 2, we just end up never having the kids because he doesn't budge. I'm not gonna like force the kids on him. Or 3, honestly, possibly the worst case scenario, we have those kids. Now, from that 3rd option I just gave, 2 things can happen. 1, my partner could end up maybe not being so against having kids, even though we already had them, so it wouldn't have mattered at that point, and ends up loving being a parent, and it's fine. Or 2, even if it's not on purpose, they could grow up to resent those children. It doesn't even have to be intentional, but there are so many scenarios where a parent, whether it's a mom or a dad, are forced or pressured into having a child or children they do not want, and they grow up resenting those children, or at least not treating them how they would if they ended up actually wanting those kids. I have a friend whose father pressured her mom into having her. She's an only child. Don't get me wrong, her mother loves her. She does. But you could always tell she was not really trying to like get close to her, my friend. Definitely provided for her, helped provide for her. She definitely was there for her, whatever. But my friend could always tell there was something off about her relationship with her mom. It was not the same as her dad. As a kid, she didn't understand because she was like, why does mommy not really want to do things with me, like me, whatever. But then as she got older, she started to understand and did not holding against her mom and actually really started to resent her dad for that. A human life or lives is not something that should be compromised on. Purposely trying to have children with someone who does not want children, whether it's a woman or a man or whatever, is wrong. It is not healthy for you. It is not fair to you. It is not fair to whoever you're trying to force to have kids. And it is especially not fair to the child or children you are trying to bring into this world or take care of in this life. It is fine to not want children. It is fine to want children. If you are trying to be in a committed relationship with someone to either create kids or adopt kids or whatever, it is the best thing for you and those children and your relationship as a whole to make sure they also want kids. Kids are not pets. Kids are not objects. They are not a puppy. They are not a kitten. They are not whatever. They are human lives and they deserve to be wanted.
You need to date a man who is also 100% passionately.
I agree with what she's saying 1,000%. Now, can we, as childless by choice, have a conversation about how hard it is as a woman to find a man that does not want kids? Like, I feel like, and someone has told me that my best bet is to have a man that's already had kids or is a lot older. I'm 33. And I dated a man who was older and it ended up not working out. So like dating as a woman who is 1,000% against children, is my shit blurry? It's very hard. Like I struggle with it. If I'm dating online, I make sure to put on my thing, I don't want kids. Men that match with me, I will look at their profiles and they will literally say, doesn't have children and wants children. And now I'm like, oh God. Because it's like, do I cut them off at the beginning or do I entertain it? And at some point we have to have the conversation and then it ends up, not going anywhere. Of course, I'm not going to wait until like we're like deep into the thick of it to be like, oh yeah, by the way, I don't want kids. Like, I feel like as a woman that does not want kids, I have to let men know ahead of time. Like, it's almost like I feel like I have to be like, hi, I'm Odeon. By the way, I don't want fucking kids. Because it's like, if you go on multiple dates with a person and then you're like ready to like seal the deal, as in like get in a relationship, and then be like, I don't want kids, then I feel like I'm wasting their time. That's what it feels like to me. I don't know if it is. Like, there's no place where you can truly find men that don't want kids, because I feel like if I start the conversation off and say I don't want kids, some men are very good at being a chameleon and be like, oh yeah, I don't want kids. Yeah, no, I'm totally for this. And then you get in the relationship, and the longer it goes on, they're thinking that you're gonna change your mind. Like, babe, I'm 33. This is the time, if I want kids, to make a decision about having kids, because every period I have has me closer to not being able to have children. So at 33, I should be pretty like definite on whether or not I want it, and I don't want it. I also feel like men like the aesthetics of children, but don't actually want to put in the work to taking care of the child. Like, there was a man I was talking to, a Nigerian man, of course, which, sidebar, can we talk about how, as an African woman, as a Nigerian woman, not wanting kids is almost like I have 3 heads. Like, I'm a fucking alien. Because I've had this conversation with my grandmother, and she's just like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I don't want children. And she's like, huh? Like, I was talking to a Nigerian man years ago. He still messages me every now and then. And somehow, I think kids came up because I was at my cousin's house, and, you know, I was around their kids, and he happened to call me. So he's talking about kids, and then I was like, oh God, do I want to have this conversation? And I just blurted out, well, I don't really want kids. And he was like, he literally said, what do you mean? And I said, I don't want children. He's like, what? And so the whole thing is crazy. And so we were never like anything serious. And even though he wants to be serious, I can't be serious with you. First of all, we're in 2 different countries. But also, I can't be serious with you because at the end of the day, you want children. And he is betting on me to change my mind. And I am not going to change my mind. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So I feel like, how do childless women deal with this? Like, should I just give up on the men in their 30s and whatnot? Or like, and the thing is, I guess I'm open to someone having their own kids. Maybe like 1. But they gotta be over the age of 10, because I know how y'all like to do. But it's like, can we talk about that? Can someone explain to me how they found someone that they know doesn't want kids? I feel like even as a Black woman, I feel like in the Black community, like having kids, you know, kind of stems to like the Black and brown communities, Africans, about you meet a man, you get married, you have children. But for me, I want to meet a man, I want to get married. I don't want children. I'll be an aunt. Perfect. I'd be an aunt. Might even be open to being a stepmother. But to me, giving birth to babies is not happening. To me, being a mom, it's not happening. Anyone else struggles with this? Anyone who's found their partner that can tell me exactly how that worked out for you? Because I don't know. It's looking very bleak out here. And of course, me saying that I don't want kids definitely cuts the already garbage dating pool in like 3/4. Like, I feel like I just cut off 75% of the dating pool. I don't know.
I found the last stage very interesting. What about you? If you're seeing, let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. If you're child free by choice and you're dating a man and you both have the same, agreement to not have children, how did you find out that he's not going to change his mind? How do you know he's not going to change his mind? How did you find that kind of man? Because that is what the lady that stitched the video the last was trying to ask, because it's kind of, you know, difficult out there to find a man that would say is child free by choice. See, I personally, most of the times I've been dealing with child free by choice videos, you know, for the past years, I've not, like, I see men that say they want to child free by choice, but there are few out there compared to women. And again, the first video, which is the original video, she was saying that a man can easily change their mind because they're not the one going through the stress of having the children. All they do is just produce the sperm, and that is it. They being a father is easier than being a mom. Okay, and she made an illustration like just like ordering something on Amazon. Like all the work is just sit at home and they deliver it to you. You're not the one going to produce the products, do everything, bring it and enter the sun. No, women go through a lot of things when it comes to having children, childbirth, doing everything. We go through a lot compared to what men do. So men can easily change their mind, and they just want to, just like one of the she said, they like the aesthetics of having children, but they cannot even stay with kids. You see men, they'll tell you, I would like to have a family of 3, I'd like to have a family of 4. But when you leave them with just one child alone, they're already complaining and be like, oh my God, I have to go out. They're frustrating, they're annoying, they're shouting. I cannot stay, go and meet your mother. But they're the one that say they want children. So as a child-free by choice person, if you a child-free by choice person, that's advisable for you to just stick with somebody or try to start a relationship. Like, I feel like when you meet someone for the first time and you would really like the person, just ask the person, like, do you want to stay child-free by choice forever? Like, put it on paper, because this man can change their mind. So when they say they want to switch and everything, you just show them, like, you signed this. Because I really don't know how it's going to work, because of course, some women also change their mind on having children, but a woman that have tied a tube, she has, done all the old thing, remove her womb and all of that. She has accepted at 100 she's not going to have children. So being with a man that hasn't done anything, or maybe if you find a man that said is going to be child-free by choice, tell him to go do the vasectomy. If he accepts, because most men don't accept to do the vasectomy, so if he accepts, definitely he's really not going to have children, because it's going to be unfair to you starting a relationship with a man and getting married to him, and you both say you're not going to have children, and at the end of the day, he goes to have children outside, and it's going to be hot. It's going to be hurting to the woman anyway. And I used to say that when a child-free by choice person come out and say, especially in Nigeria, Africa that I am, I don't want to have children, is abomination. I do say, you all can hear, like, it's an abomination. You can say it out that you can say it out that you don't want to have children. You can say it out that you're a regretful parent. You can say it out because they'll be like, what is wrong with you? They feel like you're possessed with evil spirits. So why would you say, they thought you were born and you don't want to give birth? Like, why would you say you don't want to have children? In fact, it's an abomination for you to just have one. You have to have like from 3 upwards, or maybe now because things are hard, they will tell you, okay, have 2, have 3, have 4, like that. But it's like an abomination. You can't just decide and say you're not going to have children in this place that I am. They will look at you as if you are running mad. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. And if you're child-free by choice and your relationship with a man that is also child-free by choice, how did you know that he's not going to change his mind? I feel like that's the major question, because out there is difficult for child-free by choice people that want to get married to find a man that also don't want to have children, especially men that will not change their mind at the end of the day. A man that will not go out there to cheat on you and have a child outside the marriage. It's complicated out there, and child-free is like a child-free by choice dating problem. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section, and thank you all so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe, and kindly turn on the post notification bell so you can get notified when I upload an interesting video like this one. Okay, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.